Jai Hind everyone. This is Advocate Bhavesh Tiwari, and in this video I am going to discuss the basics of arbitration according to the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. Without wasting much time, let us start with the question that what is arbitration and who is an arbitrator. In the most simplest words, arbitration is a method of alternative dispute resolution in which the parties appoint a private judge. Kindly note the word a private judge, and this private judge is known as the arbitrator. He listens to both the parties and gives his judgment, which is known as the arbitral award. Now, let us discuss the pre-arbitral stage, that is, what all are the requirements which a party has to fulfill in order to initiate the arbitral proceedings. First and foremost, the most important thing is that there shall be a written arbitration agreement. This written agreement can be in the form of a whole new agreement for arbitration, or else it can be in the form of a single clause in the principal contract that if any dispute arising out of this contract, the parties will refer to the arbitration. Even this is sufficient as per section 7 of the Act. Now, when actually a dispute arises and a party wants to initiate the arbitral proceedings, first of all, he has to send a legal notice to the other party. On receiving this legal notice, there are two possibilities. One is that the other party will also agree, and as a result, he will also start the arbitration proceeding. And the second possibility is that the other party will deny to initiate the arbitral proceeding. In such a case, the party can refer to court under section 8 of the Act. The court will see that whether the arbitration agreement is valid or not. If it is valid, then the court will order the other party to start the arbitration proceeding. In such a manner, the arbitration proceeding will start. Once the arbitration proceeding is started, the arbitrator will listen to both the parties, will take the evidences from them, may even call for expert witnesses, and finally gives his judgment, which is known as the arbitral award. The point which is to be noted here is that this arbitral award is equivalent to the decree of a civil court, which means this arbitral award can be enforced in the manner in which the civil decree is enforced. So, when the arbitral award is granted, there are basically three possibilities. One is that both the parties will agree to whatever is mentioned in the arbitral award, perform their duties, and as a result, their dispute will be resolved. The second possibility is that the person against whom the arbitral award is granted can challenge this arbitral award under section 34 of the Act before the court. But the point which is to be noted here is that the power of the court under section 34 is very limited, and the grounds on which the arbitral award can be challenged for the purpose of setting it aside are also mentioned under section 34 subsection 2, which are also very limited. And the possibility number 3 is that the party against whom the arbitral award is granted denies to perform his duty. In such a case, the party in whose favor the arbitral award is can approach the court under section 36 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act, read together with Order 21 of the Code of Civil Procedure, to get the arbitral award enforced. At the end, with the help of the court, the arbitral award will be enforced. In this manner, the dispute will be resolved. With this, I would like to conclude this video. Thank you so much for listening me. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.